David Gauntlett, Professor of Media and Communications at Westminster University in London, and he's keynote speaker on the Skills 21 conference in Leeuwarden at 8 October 2012. We'll answer some of my questions. First of all, Mr. Gauntlett, how would you define creativity?
I have a way of defining creativity which is all about process and emotions. These days there's a well-known definition of creativity by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, which is all about products, things that have changed the world. And that was fine. He developed that definition because he was doing a study of the conditions which lead people to make groundbreaking, amazing innovations and creativity. But in most people's experience, that's not creativity. When your friend does something and you say, oh, that's creative, or you do something and you feel proud of it, it doesn't change the world, but it feels creative to you. So I define creativity in a way which is much more about the process of making something and the feelings that you get from that, which are to do with a feeling of having accomplished something, made something new, and perhaps a sense of joy at some point in the process, a sense of joy at the thing that you've made.
And why is being creative so important?
I say creativity is vital for society to exist and to flourish. It's not just a nice thing on the sidelines if people get the chance to do a painting or to do some knitting. It's not just something to be celebrated because it's a kind of pretty hobby. I think it's vital that everyone gets the chance to be creative within their lives, at least at some point, for them to be creative within their education or within the media they consume or in other areas, so that they're making a creative contribution, not just being consumers of things made by other professional people.
And you say that making is connecting, and what do you mean with that?
The point of making is connecting is that, firstly, in the obvious way, that when you make something you connect together ideas or materials to make something new, but also creativity is often a social process where you have a point where you share with somebody else, and so it becomes part of a conversation or a dialogue or a relationship, and that's important. And also, thirdly, making is connecting because through making things we feel more engaged with the world, more embedded in the world, and when you're a participant rather than just a consumer within the world, I think that means that you're going to care about the world more, you're going to be more concerned about your fellow citizens, more concerned about the planet, and that's all vital if society and the planet are going to survive into future years.
And how can cultural and arts education help people being more creative, and what should be the importance of that in schools, for example?
On the one hand, I think that art and design and culture should be embedded across the curriculum, so it's not just this one bit or this one lesson where people go to be creative. It should be that people get the chance to do creative things within history or mathematics and all of the subjects. But art and design should be, I think, respected as one of the most crucial subjects. It's one of the things where people are really rigorously thinking about how to do something new, how to make things in new ways that haven't been made before. These are the kind of 21st century skills that people need, not just learning what other people have said about history or learning what other people have said about literature, but actively making things and coming up with new ways to do things is vital for the economy, vital for everybody. So sometimes politicians recognise that and they do speeches about the importance of the creative economy, and other times it's easy when they need to make cuts that they think, well, it's going to be the arts and culture end of things that get cut. But that doesn't line up, it doesn't make sense, and it's not fair.
And how can creativity change the world?
I think creativity can change the world because it's all about how people exist within their lives, within the planet. And it's a vital kind of value, and it's a vital thing if people get the chance to make and share stuff rather than just being consumers of stuff made by other people. It just changes your whole orientation to the world, and it is absolutely crucial for everybody. If we just get used to becoming passive consumers, it's not good. In the media and communications space in the second half of the 20th century, people just got used to being consumers of television made by professionals elsewhere. These days we've got more opportunities for people to create their own stuff and make their own messages and share them with other people. That's really good. Around the same time it became accepted in education that we just wanted children to learn a bunch of stuff, and we thought that's what education was. But these days we see a kind of pushback against that, and at least to some extent it's becoming recognised that students need to have the opportunity to create their own stuff within a curriculum and get their own creative engagement with things, not just learning stuff from books. And in areas like that, and in the workplace and how people organise that as well, all these things are changing to some extent, I hope, to give people more creative opportunities, and that's going to be really important.
Mr. Gauntlett, thank you very much.
Thank you.